The colony on Rhea 7 was quiet that evening. The twin suns had dipped below the horizon, leaving the sky a deep shade of violet. Children played near the edges of the settlement, their laughter echoing across the metal structures. Among them was a small boy named Liam. He was curious, always asking questions, always running ahead of everyone else, but that night, curiosity would bring terror. From the shadows, shapes moved, tall, alien, and strange. Their skin shimmered like polished metal, and their eyes glowed with cold intelligence. The settlers had heard rumors of these creatures, but no one had ever seen them up close. And now they were here. Liam's laughter stopped abruptly. He turned toward the shadows, his small hands trembling. The aliens moved silently, almost as if they were floating. One of them reached out, grabbing the boy before he could scream. His parents ran toward him, but the creatures were fast, too fast. In a heartbeat, Liam was gone. The colonists could only watch, paralyzed with fear. They saw the unimaginable happen. The aliens didn't just harm Liam, they killed him. His cries were cut off before they could even escape his throat. And then, as silently as they had come, the creatures vanished into the darkness, leaving only devastation behind. For a moment, the colony was frozen in shock. No one spoke. No one moved. It was as if the very air had been stolen from them. And then the screams began, first from Liam's parents, then from everyone who realized what had happened. Anger and grief collided in a wave too strong to ignore. Among the watchers was Commander Rylan, a veteran of the Earth Space Corps sent to oversee the colony's defense. He had faced dangerous missions before, but nothing like this. Nothing had prepared him for seeing a human child murdered in cold blood. His fists clenched, his jaw tightened. "They think they can do this to us," he muttered, his voice low, trembling with anger. "They think we will do nothing." "They are wrong." The colonists gathered quickly. Some were crying, some were shaking, but all were angry. Rumors spread that the aliens had killed Liam to send a message. A message that humans were weak, fragile, and unworthy of the stars. But Commander Rylan knew better. Humans had survived worse. Humans had always fought back, and they would again. Rylan called an emergency meeting in the command center. The room was crowded, filled with men, women, and children who had lost friends, neighbors, or family in the attack. His eyes scanned the room, searching for hope in the faces of the frightened settlers. "We cannot let fear rule us," Rylan said firmly. "We cannot let anger blind us. But we will act. We will make them regret underestimating humanity." He laid out the situation. The aliens were strong, fast, and intelligent. They had advanced technology far beyond the colony's defenses, and yet Rylan believed in one thing more than any weapon: human determination. Humans could think, plan, and adapt. Humans could fight even when hope seemed lost. Outside the command center, the colony worked in silence. Sensors were activated. Security drones flew overhead. Patrols were doubled. Everyone knew the aliens could return at any moment. But no one fled. No one hid. They were ready. And then a message came, sent through the colony's emergency transmitter. It was a simple signal repeating across the network. But its meaning was clear, even if the aliens didn't know it. Earth had been warned. Earth would respond. The colonists stared at the blinking lights of the communicator, a mix of fear and pride in their hearts. Commander Rylan's voice echoed again in their ears. They thought they could break us. They thought killing one child would make humanity kneel, but they only awakened our wrath. Some of the settlers whispered the words back to each other, almost in disbelief. Others clenched their fists, ready for the fight to come. They were scared, yes, but they were no longer helpless. That night, Rhea 7 was quiet again. But it was a different quiet than before. It was a quiet filled with anger, with the promise of revenge and with the first sparks of hope. Humanity had been insulted, challenged, and attacked, and humanity would answer. As the twin suns set for the second night, a sense of purpose filled the air. The aliens might have killed a child, but they had also awakened something far more powerful, something they would soon regret. Because humanity never forgives easily. And humanity never forgets. The screen of the emergency transmitter flickered one last time that night, sending its silent warning into the void. They have awakened us. And we will not rest until justice is done. The news of Liam's death spread like wildfire across the stars. From the small colony on Rhea 7 to the command centers on Earth, humans everywhere felt a wave of shock and rage. The aliens had committed a crime that could not be ignored. Killing a child was more than an attack, it was a challenge. And humanity did not take challenges lightly. Commander Ryland stood in the communication room, staring at the holographic map of nearby systems. Red dots blinked, marking alien activity. The humans had always assumed these creatures were distant threats far from Earth, but now they were here, bold and ruthless. Ryland turned to his team. They think we are weak. They think we will wait. They are wrong. Humanity fights back, and we will show them why. On Earth, the Council of Defense convened an emergency meeting. Scientists, military leaders, and strategists argued over the best course of action. Some wanted immediate retaliation. Others urged caution. But everyone agreed on one point. The aliens could not be allowed to continue their terror. Meanwhile, secret research labs were already buzzing with activity. Humans had long prepared for the possibility of extraterrestrial threats. Advanced weapons, drones, and strategic simulations were being tested at a speed never seen before. Engineers worked day and night, creating devices the aliens had never imagined. Back on Rhea 7, the settlers were learning quickly. Ryland trained them, teaching humans how to use the limited defenses they had. It was not much against the aliens' strength, but humans had something more important: creativity. Humans could think in ways aliens could not. Humans could plan, improvise, and adapt. In the shadows of the colony, whispers of rebellion spread. Volunteers signed up for patrols. Scouts explored the edges of the settlement. Every human, no matter how small or weak, wanted to do something to fight back. Fear still lingered, but it was no longer paralyzing. Fear had transformed into determination. Then came the first sign of hope, a strange transmission from space. It was faint, barely detectable, but it carried a message humans understood immediately. Reinforcements were coming. Not just weapons, not just soldiers, but the combined intelligence of Earth itself ready to strike. Ryland studied the transmission carefully. "They don't know we are watching," he said quietly. "They think we are isolated. They think we are weak. But we are not. Not anymore." The aliens far from Earth were confident. They laughed at the humans' attempts to respond. Their scouts reported minimal resistance. But they did not understand one thing. Humans were not defined by numbers or raw strength. Humans were defined by heart, mind, and will. And when those three things combined, no force, no matter how powerful, could easily defeat them. As night fell again on Rhea 7, the colony prepared for what was coming. Drones flew silently over the perimeter. Sensors scanned for movement. Humans patrolled in teams, alert and ready. They were no longer just survivors. They were fighters. And every fighter carried the memory of Liam with them, fueling their determination. In a hidden hangar, engineers unveiled their secret weapon, a small but advanced craft, faster and smarter than anything the aliens had seen. It was designed not to confront the aliens directly, but to outthink them, to strike where they least expected. Ryland gathered the humans in the center of the colony. "Tonight we do not attack. Tonight we prepare, but soon. Soon they will see what it means to wake the wrath of humanity. And when that day comes, they will regret ever touching us." The settlers listened silently, their hearts pounding. For the first time, fear was mixed with pride. They were not helpless. They were not alone. Humanity was awake, and nothing could stop them now. Above the colony, the stars shone bright, indifferent to human struggles. But down below, humans moved with purpose, their minds and hearts united. Liam's death would not be forgotten. His memory would become the spark that ignited humanity's fury. And far in the void of space, alien scouts sensed something they could not yet understand. The humans were not what they had expected. Something had changed, and the aliens, confident in their superiority, had no idea what was coming, because humanity never sleeps, and humanity never forgets. The night was darker than usual on Rhea 7. Shadows stretched across the colony, and the hum of the drones patrolling the perimeter was the only sound. Commander Ryland stood in the operations room, staring at the blinking lights of the radar. Tonight, humans would no longer wait. Tonight they would strike. The aliens had grown arrogant. They believed humans were weak, slow, and easy to defeat. They had underestimated something no alien could understand: human ingenuity. Ryland gathered the strike team. Each member was nervous, but their eyes shone with determination. They were not trained soldiers like the Earth Space Corps. They were settlers, engineers, and miners, but they knew how to think, to plan, and to act together. "Remember," Ryland said, his voice firm, "we do this for Liam, for every human they think is weak, for humanity itself. We are small in number, but we are smart. We are fast. We are unstoppable when we act as one." The team climbed into the small experimental craft. It hummed with energy, faster and quieter than anything the aliens had. The plan was simple but risky. Strike an alien patrol, disable their communication, and disappear before they could respond. As the craft lifted off, tension filled the air. Every heartbeat was loud, every breath deliberate. They reached the alien outpost, hidden among jagged cliffs. The patrols were lightly guarded. Unaware that humans had arrived, Ryland gave the signal. The strike team split into two groups. One group would disable the alien sensors, while the other would create a distraction. Every move was precise, calculated. Explosions echoed silently in the distance as the humans struck. Alien guards were caught off guard. They had never seen humans move like this. Small, fast, and intelligent, they dodged attacks, set traps, and disappeared before the aliens could recover. One alien soldier finally raised the alarm. Its shriek cut through the night, sharp and frightening. But humans were ready. Ryland's team used the shadows, the terrain, and their craft's speed to their advantage. They disabled the patrols one by one. In the chaos, a small group of settlers snuck into the communication hub. Within minutes, the humans had hacked into the alien network. Messages were scrambled, alarms silenced, and vital information stolen. The aliens were confused, angry, and shocked. Ryland watched from the control panel, a small smile on his face. "They think they are strong," he muttered. "But they have no idea what humans are capable of." The strike team withdrew, leaving the alien patrols in disarray. Explosions lit the horizon as they flew back to the colony. The humans had struck fear for the first time in the aliens' hearts, and it felt good, terribly, gloriously good. Back at Rear 7, the settlers cheered quietly. They had done it. They had taken the first step in reclaiming their world. But the victory was only partial. They knew the aliens would come back stronger, angrier, and smarter. Ryland gathered the team once more. "This is only the beginning," he said. "Tonight we showed them we can fight. Tomorrow we will make them regret underestimating humanity. And the day after, we will make them fear it." Even as the colony slept, drones scanned the sky. Sensors hummed quietly, watching for alien retaliation. Humans were small, yes, but they were clever, united, and unyielding. And in that unity lay their greatest strength. Some of the settlers whispered about Liam, about the child whose death had sparked this first strike. The loss still hurt, but it had become a weapon, a source of determination and courage that no alien could destroy. Far in the void, the aliens regrouped. They had never faced humans like this. Small, weak, yet terrifyingly smart. Their patrols had been outwitted, their technology turned against them. Confusion spread among their ranks, and for the first time fear crept into their minds. Humans were rising, and the universe would soon take notice. Because humanity never gives up. Humanity never forgets. And when humans strike, they strike with both heart and mind, a combination no alien could fully comprehend. The stars above Rear 7 shone calmly, indifferent to the struggle below. But among the humans, something burned brighter than any star. Hope, courage, and the first taste of vengeance. And far in space, the aliens realized a terrifying truth. Humanity had awakened. The night on Rear 7 was restless. The humans knew the aliens would strike back, and they were right. From the dark void of space, alien warships appeared, hovering over the colony like shadows of doom. The sky was filled with ominous lights, and the hum of engines made the ground vibrate. Commander Ryland stood at the command center, scanning the alien formations. His heart pounded, but his expression was calm. He had trained his people for this moment. They would not run. They would not hide. They would fight, and they would fight smart. "Listen to me," Ryland shouted to the colony's defenders. "They think they can crush us with fear. But they are wrong. Humanity does not bow to terror. We strike, we protect, and we survive. Every one of you is part of this fight." Outside, settlers moved quickly. Drones took to the sky, creating false signals to confuse the alien ships. Patrol teams positioned themselves along the cliffs and the perimeter, ready to strike at the enemy's weak points. Engineers prepared explosive traps, while scouts moved silently through the shadows, observing every alien movement. The first wave of alien attacks hit the colony. Beams of energy sliced through the air, burning through metal and rock. Explosions erupted, sending clouds of dust into the sky. Panic threatened to rise among the settlers, but Ryland's calm presence held them together. Amid the chaos, a small group of humans launched a daring counterattack. Using the terrain to their advantage, they ambushed an alien landing team. Humans moved quickly, striking in ways the aliens could not predict. A single human was able to disable an entire alien mech by jamming its controls with a simple device, proof that brains often outweighed raw strength. Ryland watched as humans fought with courage and cunning. Each success, no matter how small, gave hope to the rest of the colony. Every alien soldier defeated was a reminder: humans did not yield. Humans did not surrender. Humans avenged every injustice. But the aliens were clever. They adapted quickly, forcing humans to retreat from one sector after another. Fires spread across parts of the colony, and the screams of frightened settlers echoed through the night. Ryland knew the battle was far from over. Still, amidst the destruction, humans found moments of triumph. A group of settlers managed to sabotage the alien warship's sensors, causing confusion in their ranks. Explosions from below shook the ships, forcing them to retreat temporarily. It was small victories like these that kept hope alive. In the heart of the chaos, Ryland prepared a bold plan. Using the aliens' distraction, he would lead a strike team deep into their command center. It was risky, almost suicidal, but it was the only way to truly turn the tide. Tonight, Ryland told his team, we do more than fight. We make them fear us. We show them the wrath of humanity. For Liam, for every child, for every human who thought they could be bullied in the stars. The team nodded, determination shining in their eyes. Fear was there, but it was drowned by courage. They moved silently, slipping past alien patrols, avoiding detection with clever maneuvers. Every step was calculated, every heartbeat measured. Meanwhile, the colony continued to defend itself. Fires were controlled, civilians moved to safety, and drones harassed the alien forces. The settlers were not just fighting, they were surviving, learning, and growing stronger with every attack. From above, the alien leaders watched in disbelief. Their strategy was unraveling. Humans were not predictable. Humans were not weak. Humans were clever, resourceful, and relentless. And most dangerous of all, they were united. By the end of the night, the aliens had retreated, but not without damage. Rhea 7 was battered, scarred, and burned. Yet the humans stood tall. They had survived the onslaught, struck back cleverly, and sent a clear message: humanity was not to be toyed with. As the dawn broke over the colony, the settlers looked to the horizon, exhausted but proud. Ryland's voice echoed over the comms. They wanted to break us. They wanted to make us afraid. But they only awakened the full wrath of humanity. And we are just getting started. The memory of Liam burned brighter than ever in every heart. His death had sparked this fury, and now it drove them forward. Humanity had learned a crucial lesson. When cornered, humans did not just fight. They fought with everything they had, and they never backed down. Far beyond the horizon, alien scouts reported the humans' strength and resilience. They had never faced a species like this before, small yet clever, fragile yet unstoppable. Fear was growing in their ranks, and for the first time the invaders realized that underestimating humanity could be fatal. And on Rhea 7, humans prepared. Because the war was far from over, and the final strike, the one that would truly show the universe the power of humanity, was yet to come. The skies above Rhea 7 were quiet. The alien forces had retreated, licking their wounds, but Commander Ryland knew this was not the end. The humans had survived, but now it was time to strike decisively. They would not wait for the aliens to come again. They would go to them. Ryland gathered his strike team. Every human there carried the memory of Liam with them. His death had sparked humanity's fury, and now that fury would be unleashed fully. Engineers had prepared the colony's fastest ships, equipped with experimental weapons, drones, and clever technology designed to outsmart the aliens at every turn. Tonight, Ryland said, looking at his team, we show them what humanity truly is. We fight not just with weapons, but with our minds, our courage, and our hearts. Every strike, every move is for Liam, For our people, for humanity. The humans launched silently, slipping past alien patrols using deception, traps, and clever navigation. Each move was precise, each decision calculated. Unlike the aliens, humans could improvise, adapt, and think in unpredictable ways. The alien command center came into view, massive and intimidating. Alien leaders watched the approaching ships, confident at first. But the humans' strategy was flawless. Drones disabled defenses, while small teams infiltrated the core. Humans moved like shadows, striking fast, disabling systems, and creating chaos. Explosions rocked the alien stronghold. Alien leaders shouted orders, but their technology turned against them. Humans had hacked their networks, confused their communications, and struck where the aliens least expected. Fear spread among the invaders. Rylan led the final push. With a small team, he entered the heart of the alien command. They faced the alien leader, tall and terrifying, confident it could destroy them. But humans had something no alien could ever understand: determination and heart. With careful planning and teamwork, the humans disabled the alien leader's control systems. The aliens panicked, realizing that their power was meaningless against such clever and determined opponents. Their strongest forces were crippled, their strategies failing. Outside, human ships and drones executed the final phase of the plan. Explosions tore through alien defenses, and the surviving forces fled into space. Humanity had won, not through raw strength, but through intelligence, courage, and unity. Back on Rhea 7, the settlers cheered as reports came in. The alien fleet was scattered, their leadership defeated. Humans had not only survived, they had triumphed. Liam's memory had become a symbol of their strength, and justice had been served. Rylan addressed the colony, his voice carrying pride and relief. They thought they could kill one child and make us weak. They thought they could crush humanity. But they were wrong. Humanity survives. Humanity fights, and humanity always wins. The settlers stood together, exhausted but victorious. They had proven something to the universe. Humans were not fragile, they were not helpless, and they were not to be underestimated. They could be small in number, but their mind, heart, and spirit made them unstoppable. In the quiet aftermath, Rhea 7 began to rebuild. Scars remained, but the people had grown stronger. Humans were no longer afraid of the stars. They were ready to defend them, explore them, and thrive in them. Far beyond the horizon, alien scouts reported back. Their arrogance was replaced by fear. They had underestimated humanity, and it had cost them dearly. From this day on, humans were no longer a species to toy with. They were a force the universe would respect, or fear. And on Rhea 7, under the twin suns, humans looked up at the sky, knowing one thing for certain: they had been tested. They had been hurt, but they had survived. They had fought back, and humanity in all its strength and brilliance had triumphed, because humanity never forgets. Humanity never surrenders, and humanity never fails.